Rebel News. Chief, can you kindly explain how it was that my colleague to my right here, Alexa Lavoie, was shot point blank with a tear gas canister, doing some very painful damage to her? What was the reason for that, given that she was simply practicing journalism in the public square?
So I'm unfamiliar with the incident you're speaking of. What I can tell you is that there is complaint mechanisms, there is review mechanisms that will be engaged following this for any use of force incident that occurred. I'll also say that it's been my observations and experience through the amazing extensive journalism coverage that's occurred through this, that the vast majority of our members have been extremely professional. They have executed an extremely methodical plan that has been focused on the safety of the residents, the safety of our officers, and the safety of the people engaged in the protest.
Yeah, so Alexa, despite this news going around the world, Steve Bell plays the Sergeant Schultz card. I know nothing. I saw nothing. What did you make of that?
And especially because I don't know if you remember, we did an access to information to have like the conversation by email between the RCMP and we saw that one of the exchange of email was all about the scan of media. And I saw that I was appearing of what happened to me in the email. And the email was, we received them, and it was from the morning before we went to ask the question to Steve Bell at the police press conference. And it was pretty shocking that the chief is not aware of this kind of injuries.
You know, you're absolutely right. And what we didn't capture on camera, Alexa, is when the press conference wrapped and the chief was making his way out with his officers, he said off the cuff, by the way, I just want to thank all the members of the media. He's speaking of the Trudeau state-funded stenographers, of course, not independent media. And also we heard of some nasty things that were said their way, and we have launched investigations into what? The fact that someone called Evan Solomon a soy boy? Are you kidding me? And I mean, this is insane, Alexa. You were the victim of real violence.
But I don't know if he did that in purpose. I don't know if it was like a kind of action to try to hide or to say, oh, but anyway, you're not a real journalist or something like that. I don't know if it was his action towards us, but I find that pretty arrogant to say that just after that we asked a question about what happened to me. And especially it's not a verbal aggression. It's actually a physical aggression. And this is come from towards the police and not the protester. And I'm actually, I would say I'm a mix of, I don't know if I should be sad or actually being thanks to not being at the commission to testimony, because the fact that I was there for 3 weeks, that I noticed, that I witnessed all what was happening in terms of violence, in terms of disinformation and misinformation, in terms of so many other topics, and that I wasn't the victim at the end, I think I would be like a pretty good witness for being like there for being interviewed, no?
You know, that is a fantastic point. You and, of course, Lincoln Jay were there for the whole 3 weeks. I was there for several days myself. But yeah, you had a bird's eye view of all the shenanigans from day one. And, you know, to look over that and find somebody who said she had to curl up on the floor because the horn honking was so upsetting to her. It is almost surreal. Tell me, Alexa, as we're going into the second week of the inquiry, over the last several days, what was the one moment you witnessed in the inquiry that made you go, wow, or holy cow, I didn't know that? What of all the people that have testified so far, what was the most astonishing thing you have heard to date, my friend?
But today, I was pretty shocked when I heard Mr. Slowly saying that commander had been changed. without his approval, and he was not aware for almost 5 days of this change. And he said that if I didn't create this conference of like where we did discuss about like what it was happening, I was probably not never been aware that my commander have changed. And I was like, this prove again that inside of the police unit there is lack of communication, a huge lack of communication. And I think that caused all what we saw in terms of disorganization and action that was taking.
The issue was for the PLT team to tell the protesters that something is okay, but then to turn around and arrest people when they take the fuel away. That's the problem. That's leading to mistrust between the PLT and the protesters. Do you agree?
And I don't want to be obtuse on this. That level of detail, I was never aware of. After the fact, why didn't that happen? The morning I'm briefed on it didn't happen. I have no idea if it happened or didn't happen. I think one of my complaints is I actually didn't get a call the night before. I don't know what was said by what PLT member to who, what promise was made. I have no level of understanding, even to this day, what the PLT log notes say that they told them and versus what happened.
But like, I was actually shocked, when they were telling that, okay, they wanted the trucks to go further in Wellington, and Tom Marazzo did agree that they were moving the trucks. And when they arrived to do it, the police said, but no, it was not approved by other police to move the truck in Wellington. And I was like, why are you agreeing something when it's not even approved?
What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday, I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because we rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.